One of the greatest things that God's ever done for me was when he disrupted the plan that I had for my life. Now, don't hear me wrong on this. This is not about being in full-time ministry, right? That's not what I'm talking about here. But one of the greatest gifts God's ever given me is when he disrupted the plan that I had for my life. You know, I first saw the beauty and benefit of that disruption. You know, when I first started handing a communion tray, passing out communion like some people do in our church here, that's when I first saw it. And then I saw it again when I finally had the courage to walk into a small group, which was weird and awkward and all that the first time. First time it was with a small group of guys, and then it was couples. Stacy and I did that. I felt it again there. I saw the benefit of God disrupting me. I saw it again when, as a volunteer, I set up chairs and picked up pizza and did the announcements and cleaned up the room afterwards for men's events at the church. I saw it again when I taught a singles ministry. Stacy and I saw it. When for the very first time in our married life, after years of going to church, we decided we'd not given a dime to the church. We decided we're going to tithe. There's that church word, right? We're going to give 10% of our income off the top to the church every single week, even when it doesn't fit the budget. We saw it again there. Yeah, you know where I've seen it most recently? The benefit of God's disruption. I see it in the hearts of my girls. You don't really know my daughter Sydney, my oldest. She's a mom. She's up in north side of Denver. She and my grandson, my son-in-law, go to Flatirons Church. It's a lot closer for them. My daughter Sydney is not one to pray out loud very much. She's not going to quote a lot of Bible verses for you or to you, but she's a kindergarten teacher in a real low-income school, just pouring her hearts into those young kids. My daughter Sloan, my second daughter, is in Phoenix right now, working in a big church down there. Just thriving, working on her master's in strategic ministry. My daughter Spence, my third daughter, she's senior in high school. Back there, first service today, teaching second graders. Sometimes her sister Stella's back there too. If you know Stella, sometimes is the key word there. So Stella's back, but they work in the cafe. I just see them, they have this heart for helping people. They see this larger story that's being, their eyes are open to this larger story that's being told around them. They're about the kingdom. And basketball is great, but guess what? I think for really the first time in our lives as a family, basketball is in its proper place. Now here's the deal. You hear all this and like, good for you, Pastor. Your kids are perfect. No. Right? All you got to do is come to my house this afternoon and listen to what they call each other or how they talk to each other. You're going to go, are those girls Christian? Are those pastors' kids? Like they're Greg's kids. Now it makes sense, right? So you seeing that? Here's the deal. They're paying attention to the disruption so much earlier in life than their mom and dad ever did. And that's so exciting for me. And it's what I want for you. What you need to understand is this. When someone else does it, ultimately, I lose out. I've asked Wade and the band to come out. We're going to rock out one last song before we get out here today. Love, 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 love the words to this song. And here's the questions I want you to think about as we're getting ready to do this song. So, look at your life. You don't have to answer it out loud or tell anybody, but are you looking beyond your own desert? Are you focused on what you can't do? And have you reached the conclusion that somebody else could or should do that? And if so, do you realize that the biggest loser in that approach is always going to be you? We need this kind of disruption in our lives. We should desire this kind of disruption by God in our lives. Jesus is there and he's saying, hey, come with me. Just follow me. Come with me. Gonna be wild. Gonna be great. I'll be there. You need this distraction in your life. So here's what I need you. I need you to look up and out of your own desert. Look out. Look beyond that. Open up your heart. Let me in. And then take my hand and hold on because this is going to be a wild ride. But let's do this. Would you please, here's the question Jesus wants us to ask you. Would you please let me lead you to the life that your heart is desperate for, but that up until this moment has somehow escaped you? Just follow me.